Oh, so you finally showed up. Good. Because this isn't for the distracted. This is for the ones who feel something shifting in their bones, but can't explain it. Right now, while you're sitting there, breathing like it's just another ordinary moment, everything is quietly changing around you. Not loudly, not dramatically, not with fireworks or warning signs. No, it's happening in silence, and that's what makes it dangerous. Because while you're waiting for a signal, a sign, a perfect moment to rise, life is already shifting the ground beneath your feet. People are changing, opportunities are moving, doors are opening and closing without ever making a sound. And you're still thinking you have time. That illusion, that soft, comfortable lie, is the most beautiful trap ever designed. Time doesn't scream when it leaves you. It doesn't beg for your attention. It disappears quietly, like respect, like chances, like the version of you that could have been something more. You don't notice it at first. It's subtle, a missed opportunity here, a delayed decision there. Another day you told yourself, tomorrow. But tomorrow is where dreams go to die politely. Because while you're postponing your rise, someone else is stepping into the life that was meant to scare you. Let that sink in. The life you're afraid to chase is being claimed by someone who decided they were done waiting. And the world? Oh, the world doesn't care about your hesitation. It rewards movement, not intention. It listens to action, not excuses. Right now, there are conversations happening without you, rooms you're not in, opportunities that needed a version of you that you haven't become yet. And they're moving on, silently. That's the part no one tells you. You don't lose everything in one dramatic collapse. You lose it in quiet moments, when you choose comfort over growth, when you stay silent instead of speaking, when you shrink instead of stepping forward. Piece by piece, you fold, and one day, you wake up and realize the world has adjusted to your absence. That's when it hits, not like an explosion, but like a slow suffocation. The realization that nothing stopped for you. Nothing waited, nothing cared enough to pause. Because why should it? You didn't move, you didn't decide, you didn't become. So the world simply replaced you. But here's the twist, the part they don't want you to understand. Change isn't just happening around you. It's happening inside you too. That discomfort you feel, that restlessness, that quiet voice telling you this isn't it. That's not weakness. That's your warning. That's your signal. That's the version of you that refuses to die quietly. Because deep down, you know you're capable of more. You know you're playing small. You know you've been hiding behind time, fear, and excuses. And it's eating you alive. Good. Let it burn. Because that fire, that discomfort, that's the only thing powerful enough to wake you up. Right now, you have two choices. Stay the same and let life quietly move on without you. Or stand up, step forward, and become so undeniable that the world has no choice but to adjust to you. No announcements, no permission, no perfect timing, just movement. Because everything is already changing. The question is, are you changing with it? Or are you about to become another silent loss? Another untold story? Another person who almost became something great, but waited just a little too long? Because a little too long is all it takes. Not years, not decades, just enough hesitation for the door to close without you hearing it. And the cruelest part, You won't even know which moment mattered most. Was it the day you stayed silent? The time you didn't take the risk? The version of you that almost stood up, but sat back down? That's how it works. Life doesn't send you a message saying, "This was your last chance." It just watches as you slowly disqualify yourself. Choice by choice, excuse by excuse, comfort by comfort, until one day, the opportunity that once had your name on it no longer recognizes you. And now you're standing there, confused, wondering why everything feels out of reach. But deep down, you know, you didn't lose it, you let it pass, quietly, just like everything else. And that realization, it doesn't hit like pain, it hits like regret. Heavy, slow, suffocating regret. The kind that whispers, "You could have been more." The kind that shows you flashes of a life you almost lived, a stronger you, a fearless you, a version of you that didn't wait, didn't hesitate, didn't shrink. But that version, it only exists in your imagination now, unless you do something about it. Right now, not later, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, because let me tell you something they won't say out loud. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a myth created by fear to keep you still. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes after you move. Confidence doesn't come before the step. It's built because you took it. Everything you're waiting for is waiting for you to stop waiting. Let that hit you. You're not stuck because life is unfair. You're stuck because you keep negotiating with the very thing that's destroying you. Delay, and delay is a silent killer. It doesn't attack you, it comforts you. It tells you, relax, you have time, while it slowly takes everything from you. Your momentum, your edge, your chance, until all that's left is potential that never became reality. But here's the shift. The moment everything changes, the second you decide, truly decide, that you're done negotiating with your own excuses, everything starts to move differently. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You stop waiting for permission. You stop explaining yourself. You stop shrinking to fit spaces you've already outgrown. And suddenly, that silence around you, it's no longer something that's stealing from you. It becomes your weapon. Because while everyone else is distracted, sleeping, hesitating, you're building, quietly, relentlessly, becoming something they won't understand until it's too late. And one day, the same world that moved on without you will turn around and realize you didn't disappear. You evolved in silence, and by the time they notice, you're already untouchable. Do you feel that pressure in your chest, that quiet intensity building behind your thoughts? That's not fear. That's awareness turning into responsibility. And responsibility is heavy, because now you can't pretend anymore. You can't go back to blaming people. You can't hide behind, "I didn't know." You can't convince yourself that staying the same is harmless. No. Now you see the cost. Every wasted hour, you feel it. Every weak decision, it echoes. Every time you shrink, it burns. Good. Because that burn, that's the last piece you were missing. Pain that teaches is power. And right now, you're standing at a line most people never cross. On one side, comfort, familiar, predictable, safe, a life where nothing breaks, but nothing grows. A life where you survive, but never truly become. And on the other side, chaos, uncertainty, pressure, the unknown, a life that demands more from you every single day. Most people, they see that line and step back. They choose comfort and then spend the rest of their lives wondering why they feel empty. But you're still here, reading this, feeling this, which means something inside you already made a decision. You just haven't admitted it yet, because deep down, you were never built for average. Average doesn't haunt you at night. Average doesn't create that voice in your head saying, "This isn't enough." Average doesn't make your chest tighten when you realize how much you're holding back. That feeling, that's your potential, suffocating, and it's done waiting. So now, it pushes harder. It makes comfort feel uncomfortable. It makes distractions feel empty. It makes normal life feel wrong. That's not a curse. That's a signal that you've outgrown the version of life you're still trying to live. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets, until one day you break, not in weakness, but in realization, a moment where everything becomes clear. I can't stay like this anymore. And when that moment hits, there's no halfway, no "I'll try," no "maybe later," no "let's see what happens." No, it becomes absolute. You either step into who you're meant to be, or you accept a life that will slowly drain you every single day. And let me tell you something most people will never admit. Regret doesn't scream, it whispers. It shows up in quiet nights, when everything is still, and your mind starts replaying what could have been. It shows you the risks you didn't take, the words you didn't say, the version of you were too afraid to become. And that whisper, it never leaves, it just gets louder as time runs out. So don't sit there and tell yourself you have forever. You don't. None of us do. That's what makes this moment, right now, so dangerous, and so powerful. Because this is where everything can change. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, with a decision so sharp, so final, that it cuts through every excuse you've been holding on to. A decision that says, "I'm done being less than what I know I am." Because at this level, there is no audience anymore. No applause, no validation, no one clapping when you win, and no one saving you when you fall. It's just you, and the truth you chose to face. Do you understand what that means? It means every move now carries weight. Not fake pressure, real consequence. Because you're no longer blind. You see patterns others ignore. You feel shifts before they happen. You recognize weakness, especially your own. And that's where most people break. Not at the beginning, but after they wake up. Because awareness removes comfort. You can't lie to yourself anymore. You can't pretend this is enough. You can't scroll your way out of your own potential. Everything becomes louder. Your thoughts, your doubts, your standards. And for a moment, it feels overwhelming. Like you've stepped into a version of reality that demands more than you're ready to give. Good. Stay there. Because that tension, that pressure, that's evolution trying to reshape you. Not gently, but forcefully. Piece by piece. It strips away everything that made you average. Every excuse you used, every fear you protected, every habit that kept you small, gone. And it doesn't ask for permission. It takes, because the version of you that's coming cannot exist with the old you still holding on. So something has to break. Let it. Let the weak mindset crack. Let the old identity collapse. Let the comfort you once loved become unbearable. Because what replaces it is something rare. Clarity. Cold, sharp, undeniable clarity. You start seeing people for who they are, situations for what they are, and most importantly, yourself for who you've been pretending to be. No filters, no excuses, just truth. And truth doesn't comfort you. It challenges you. It forces you to choose again, and again, and again, until your actions finally match your potential. And when that alignment happens, something dangerous is created. Not loud, not flashy, but unstoppable. You, focused, disciplined, unapologetic, no longer reacting to life, but directing it. And here's where it gets even darker. Because once you reach this point, you realize something most people never will. There was never anything special about the ones who made it. No secret, no magic, no perfect timing, just a decision, followed by relentless execution, day after day. When it was boring, when it was painful, when it felt pointless, they kept going. And now, that's you. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more one day. Because you've seen what one day really means. Never. So you move, even when you're tired, even when you're doubting, even when no one understands what you're building. You move anyway, because stopping is no longer an option. Not after everything you've realized, not after everything you've felt. You've crossed that line, and there's only one direction left now. Forward, relentless, precise, unstoppable, until one day, you don't even recognize the world you once feared. Because you didn't adapt to it. You forced it to adapt to you. And that quiet change, that silent shift, that once threatened to erase you, became the very thing that forged you into something they can't control, can't predict, and can't ignore ever again.